What is it like being the fat kid? I was 12 years old, sitting alone at lunch in my Minneapolis middle school cafeteria when another student asked me that question. Not cruelly, but almost clinically, like I was a specimen to be studied. It was the first time someone has reduced me to my weight, and it wouldn't be the last. My name is Ariana Johnson. I grew up in the Twin Cities as an only child raised by a single mom who worked hard to give me opportunities she never had. And for much of my childhood and adolescence, I was defined by classmates, by strangers, sometimes even by myself, by a single stereotype. That overweight kids are lazy, undisciplined, and lacking in self-control. The stereotype I faced was simple but cruel. If you're overweight, especially as a young person, it must be because you're lazy. You don't try hard enough. You lack willpower. You just need to put down the fork or get off the couch. It's a stereotype that treats a complex reality as a simple moral failing. And it's one that's followed me through hallways, gym classes, and even family gatherings during those rare holiday get-togethers. I remember one particular day in 8th grade gym class, we were doing the presidential fitness test, the one where you have to run a mile while your classmates time you. You have to do the sit-ups, the push-ups. I wasn't the slowest, and I wasn't the fastest. When I finished, red-faced and breathing hard, I heard someone mutter, at least she made it on time. And maybe if she actually tried. But here's what they didn't see. I was trying. I tried every day. I tried when I walked home from school instead of taking the bus. I tried when I played outside by myself because I didn't have friends to play with. I tried when I ate whatever we could afford that week, which wasn't always the healthiest options, especially living across the street from McDonald's. The stereotype didn't account for my mom working 2 jobs and our reliance on quick and expensive meals. It didn't account for the fact that I was often home alone, using food as comfort in an empty apartment. It didn't account for genetics or stress or the fact that being bullied about your weight makes you want to hide rather than join sport teams where you might be ridiculed more. The stereotype didn't just hurt my feelings. It shaped how I saw myself for years. I internalized it. I believed I was lazy, even though I was getting good grades and helping my mom around the house. I believe I lacked discipline, even though I was one of the most responsible kids I knew, managing my own schedule because my mom was always working. The weight of the assumption became heavier than any number on any scale. It made me shrink into myself, avoid raising my hand in class, skip school events. I became invisible by choice because being invisible felt safer than being seen and judged. Looking back now, I understand where this stereotype comes from. We live in a cultural obsessed world with individual responsibility and bootstrapping. If something's wrong, we fix it. If you can't fix it, you're not trying hard enough. It's a very American way of thinking, and it completely ignores systematic issues, economic realities, and human complexity. The stereotype about being overweight, people being lazy, serves a purpose only to those who hold it. It allows them to feel superior, to believe that their body size is entirely due to their own virtue, rather than a combination of genetic circumstances and, yes, some choices. It's easier to judge than to emphasize. Today, I'm still working on unlearning the lies that stereotypes told me about myself. I'm learning that my worth isn't determined by my dress size, that discipline and character can't be measured by a scale. But more than that, I've learned to question stereotypes in general, not just about weight, but about single parents, about where people come from, about who deserves respect and who doesn't, because every stereotype is a shortcut, a way of not having to see someone's full humanity. So here's what I want you to take away. The next time you catch yourself making an assumption about someone based on how they look or what group they belong to, pause. Ask yourself what you might not be seeing. Ask yourself what story you might be missing, because everyone has a story and nobody deserves to be reduced to a stereotype. Thank you.